spiritual coaching without the fluff. Hello, everyone. It's me, Ava, aka Kaisa. Welcome. I am so glad that you came to my channel. This was recorded on Thursdays in my Facebook Live closed group 144K Twin Flame Warriors. It's a topic that definitely should be spread and shared to educate the twins that are out there so that they comprehend what exactly is going on. So sit back, get pen and paper, and educate yourself. And welcome to the Twinship channel. Tonight we will be talking about the twin flame and free will. All right, here we go. This is intense. So like I was explaining earlier, I received a lot of downloads and a whole lot of information that I already knew, but more in depth. I found out more detail and how things work. Love, thank you. Welcome. Love and light to you too, Christine. So what's really awesome about it is I was explaining that I've received a new way of channeling information and channeling period. It's like I have a door that is now open. So it's not that I have to ask any questions. It's like the questions you guys are asking, they're just coming right through. So it's like a tunnel, and it's in through. It's like a current. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. It's a current that's running through. All right. There's some information about twin flames that I'm going to clarify, that people that you guys can take this information and get a better understanding of how this whole paradigm actually works. Okay. There's a lot of confusion that, once you're a twin, the twin is always a twin. No. That's not true. There's also a situation where people are confused about when you say the word vessel, they don't comprehend. Thank you, baby. They don't comprehend, and they're confused. So everybody's like, oh, I love. I will never give up on my twin. I don't understand. And what I'm explaining, I only explain truth. And like I said, I'm a messenger of truth. So I don't engage in what people feel right about what's up. No. And I don't believe in belief systems that, okay, well, this is no. And something else that the spiritual community needs to understand and accept is that it's ever changing and ever evolving because of the ascension process. Things are not set in stone as to the old things. This is why karma is not being being removed from the planet, and now the new way is lessons of consequences for the choices that you make. It's a whole lot of different things, and that's why they don't even want the word karma used. Karma is being attached to a belief system. Okay? So that's got to stop. All right. Something else they want me to touch on here is about the spiritual realm and rather the spiritual community and this PC nonsense. Okay, there is no PC in the spiritual community. There is no PC at all. Okay, now people are trying to always, appeal to the majority so you don't hurt nobody's feelings. That's not truthful. If we're living in truth and loving light, unconditional love means acceptance of everyone as they are. Okay? We're not trying to please people. Now we're in a sense of pleasing people. Now you're committing a disservice to yourself. That's not truthful. Okay? So when people are trying to say, well, we're here to accept everybody's this and that or whatever, but they're always speaking in ways that they don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. I can't really explain it, but I'm quite sure you guys been on these different group pages and things, and you see how they speak to like the mass majority, and it's like a generic brand of medication. I don't understand that. So that's not cool either. Okay. So, I'm told that that's completely about ego and not trying to hurt somebody's feelings. Okay? There's tact in how you convey information. There's tact in how you handle things. Okay? But to be truthful, you can't please everybody. And that's that expression, you can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please all the people all the time. It's the same thing. Okay? All right. So let's get into this as well. In the twin flame paradigm, there are such things as soul contracts, but very hard to stop people pleasing when it's been since childhood. So true. Well, as long as you love yourself, Krista T, and you accept that, you know what, I didn't know. Grab that little girl that you know, see yourself hugging her and saying, it's okay, baby girl. We didn't know no better, but we know better now, and we ain't gonna do that shizzle no more. Alright? And that's what you do. And then you do like the dogs do once they poop, and they put their little back feet and go floot, floot over it. They done with that shit. That's the same thing. I can see yourself right now walking along like, in this little gate. I see a poodle. And this little poodle is just walking along in this beautiful gate and everything. And then she put her nose up in the air and she did her little back feet. Doot, doot. I'm done with that. Holla. Okay? Bye, Felicia. That is not me anymore. Okay. Now, there are natal souls, and there is energy that a vessel holds. Now, this is a lot of information to take in. So I don't know, you might have to go back and watch this again, or you take a pen and you write some notes. Okay, watch this part with some notes. Okay. Now let me tell you how this works. I was informed the details of how the twin flame dynamic paradigm goes. All right. There's source, okay? And then there's a soul. Soul A. And then there's soul B. All right? Source takes a flame. And this is what I want you to comprehend. Takes a flame of himself, flame energy of itself, okay? Source flame energy, the love, okay? It's very powerful, all right? Once it's taken, it's split into two parts. A male and divine masculine, and to a divine feminine. That means they take the divine masculine, put it in soul A, take the divine feminine and put it in soul B. Now, both now are called a twin flame divine partnership. Okay, this is what's to be done. Now, I'm going to skip forward just while I'm in this area, while you have this vision in this picture of this. This is where Heroes Gamos is, okay? This is how you started. So this is how we're trying to get back to that same point, okay, of divine partnership in Heroes Gamos. Getting back together in the divine partnership with Source. So that is the way that works, okay? All right. Going back. Now everybody descends down, okay? The soul, okay, now holds a twin flame energy. Okay, we're going to work with the divine feminine. Since everybody always talks divine masculine. We're not going to talk about that right now. We're going to talk about the divine feminine. We're going to use that as the example. So that was soul B, I believe, right? So soul B, which is the divine feminine, holds a twin flame energy. I'm going to repeat myself. It's a twin flame energy. And just imagine a soul, right, with a flame walking around in it. Okay, imagine a holographic person, being, with this light, that's flame that's inside of it. Picture it as a red flame or a blue flame. Don't matter. But we're going to use the red flame. I was told use the red flame. Okay, well, that's what we're going to use because it's the divine feminine. Okay. All right, so we're going to just imagine this holographic being that has this red flame walking around in it. Okay. Right? And it's like this pen, right? It's holographic. And see the ink that's in there? Right? I don't know if... There you go. The ink that's in there is the flame. Okay? Okay. When you take this pen out, this is the example that I am just giving you. See that? This is the holographic being. This ink right here is the flame that's inside. All right? Now, it's descending from up above. It's coming down into the atmosphere, stratosphere, blah, blah, blah. Coming from the galactic source of wherever fathers we, come from, according to the being. This is the vessel it's born into. See that? So this is a vessel. This is the body. So it goes in there like so. You get that? That makes sense to everybody? Okay. Now, this is the divine feminine, and I'm just going to keep it simple so it's not confusing. We all know that a divine feminine can be male gendered or female gendered. Okay? This is a female gendered vessel right here that the divine feminine flame soul went into. Okay. Now, this being, this vessel has energy of its own. It has ego conscious energy. So now we have all this stuff happening. We have the vessel, ego conscious energy. We have the soul, which is the natal soul of this vessel. That's two things. The third thing is the flame that's being carried within. Does everybody understand that so far? I don't want to be confusing if everybody's all right. All right, just press a like button or something so that I know everybody get it. Okay. Or something I need to explain some more. Okay. This vessel has free will. So, it's sleeping. Once it wakes up, it finds out. Okay. Once it wakes up, it finds out that it's a twin. Thank you, Christy Rose. Appreciate it. It's a twin. Okay? Now, I'm just going to use this pen as an example. Okay? This is the, this is their partner. The demonstrated partner. Or it could be their false twin. It's irrelevant, but that's his role. It's not their twin. It definitely is not that. So, these two are married together, right? All right. Now, then along comes this one right here. This the twin, right? And the twin is made the same way as this right here. Okay? This vessel has free will, just like this vessel has free will, and this vessel has free will. Now, what happens with these twins, we're going to put this demonstrated partner down right now. This one says, ooh, we have this connection, blah, blah, blah. I feel like Patricia right now. Anyway, this vessel has all this connection with this vessel because they're twins, right? I'm going to answer that question in a minute. And what happens is she doesn't want to leave her demonstrated partner. She's torn. Let me explain what's happening with this vessel right now. I'm going to take out the soul. This vessel is ego, consciousness, energy. It's all by itself, okay? This is what's used in memories when a walk-in comes into play. Now, walk-in has nothing to do with twins. It's something separate. But I'm using this example because I am a walk-in and I can explain it easy, right? So people get so confused with all these things. All right. So this vessel has its own energy and its own ego consciousness energy. So it does all the thinking. It does all its own thinking. It has its own judgment. It fights the soul, the heart, which is right here. Okay. Now, let's put that back in there for a minute. Well, before I do. All right. Now, the soul, the flame, this ink right here, is yearning for the ink in this vessel. And the ink in this vessel is yearning for the ink in this vessel. But the ego consciousness, energy, and how it was taught, social ideals, keeps up the fight of resistance. Okay? It has free will. I'm going to repeat myself. It has free will to make these choices. Okay? Now, it fights automatically because it's ego. This soul itself has free will. I'm going to repeat myself. Although it's carrying this ink, which is the twin flame energy, it has its own free will. Now, what does that mean? Everything is a separate compartmentalized object of energy. right? Okay. So what happens is the soul, because it's still working on being awakened, it's still dealing with, and this is the natal soul. We're talking about the natal soul that's holding the flame, that's within this vessel. Okay. It's still battling the fact that it has this obligation here of its demonstrated partner. Oh, this person's been so good to me. This person loves me. Blah, 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 all that. And that all races around in this cap. See the cap? That's the brain. That's the head. And this is doing all this crap. Now, this being, this soul, natal soul, has the right to not choose. I'm going to repeat myself. It has the right not to choose the twin flame journey. And this is where the problems come in. Okay. This is more of an in-depth truth so that people can stop saying what I say is like theories or whatever. No. I'm giving you truth right here. That's why I'm breaking it down like I'm breaking it down, because I didn't know what I was just going to talk about free will. Excuse me. But I was taught today, and it just started flooding in what to do, exactly how to break it down, and what to tell you. So that it removes the confusion. And why they tell you not to get attached to the vessel itself, because the vessel is not the twin. It's the ink energy within the soul. Now, okay. This soul decides it doesn't wish to follow the twin flame journey. It chooses to stay with this demonstrated partner and live in 3D. That's one way that a choice of free will for the twin flame journey can be done. It's called resistance. I don't want it. It moves on. Now, what happens with that? This soul, this ink, and if I could, will end up like this. There's nothing in there anymore. It will leave. It will be emptied. It will be free. Now it no longer carries the twin flame energy. It's no longer a twin. Okay? So what happens is, it's now just a natal soul like everybody else. What happens to that energy? Well, now that causes a problem and stir within the collective, doesn't it? Because there's a certain amount of frequency that must be reached with that collective, that twin flame collective. There's an exact amount of people, 144K. And that exact amount is a frequency. And I believe Aluna Ash talked about that. But anyway, I don't want to get too far out there. So what happens to this energy? So we're going to put this down. The energy now goes back and sits in a waiting area, whatever. And there are other vessels, other souls, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got it. Other souls that are waiting, that are in line to receive that energy. So now the contract that was originally done between the original two souls is now broken. Okay? So what happens to this poor dude right here? Many things happen. Okay. Now, this one is a soul as well. It still has its twin flame energy in it, blah, blah, blah. Now, the other soul is meeting with this one's soul up there, like this was done originally up here. And it says, okay, well, would you mind doing this again, or do you want to just not do this anymore? Remember, this is the unawakened twin. So the unawakened twin is unaware of what's going on. Okay? All right. Now, y'all still following me, or is it you getting lost? Let me know if you're all right. Okay. So this dude now says, well, this soul that was in here is trying to work out a contract with the new soul about, okay, well, it won't be this one anymore. It will be something else, another person. It's going to be this one. All right? Well, this one is trying to do that. Excuse me. But things have to match. We have to have synchronicities. The universe now has to create a happenstance for something else, somewhere else, with another being. But this one decided, because he liked this one, he don't want to deal with that either no more. He been through it. The natal soul's been through it. Doesn't want to go through it. Didn't like the way it worked out. So now the natal soul ink that had the ink in here, that flame, that goes back out to something else. Okay, good. I'm glad everybody's still with me. That's good. I'm trying to keep it, it's a lot. It's a lot. Okay. So now the only soul, this the new one. Now, who else is up there? Any more souls up there? Yes, there are more souls up there that are willing to do this twin flame journey. Okay? So now it's this one and another one. Okay? So now this one has the energy, and these two are no longer twins. The flame is gone. Okay? That's it. Okay. So along come this one. Okay? Now, this is another scenario. This one says, okay, I'm all in. Alrighty. Well, this is what happens. The natal soul must meld with the flame energy. That means completely in, wholeheartedly, bam. Okay? That means that this divine feminine, female gender, soul with the twin flame energy is whole. She's awake. She's doing the work. And that's what she want to do. Okay. Now, this is what happens. Along comes, I'm going to have to use these other pens because I'm out of pens. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, let me use this dude right here. All right. So this, this one right here is the new dude. All right. This is the new divine masculine. Let's make it a female this time. Female gendered being that has the divine masculine flame within it that came from here. Okay? All right. So now these two is together. Blah, blah, blah. This is going. Ooh, this is interesting. Now, this one decides, you know what? I really don't think I like the way this feels. So, it's resisting. It come in, it go out. It come in, it go out. It come in, it go out. So it says, okay, I resist. I don't want to do this. So that means the twin flame is not melding with the natal soul because the natal soul has free will and changed its mind. You don't want to do it. Right? But because let me get this right. Okay. Yes, I was told. Okay. Okay. The ego consciousness. Remember I said the vessel has its own energy, right? So that means the ego consciousness is like, but I want to stay here. I want to do this. I want to be involved with this. But the soul, natal soul, said, no, I don't want to do it. I know what entails with this, and I have changed my mind. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do this anymore. What happens? There's a battle between the soul and the vessel's energy. There can be no melding if everything is not in complete alignment. So what happens with that? Okay. The twin flame energy leaves on its own. It said, I don't want to do this. You know, this is resistance. This is a mess. I can't handle this no more. I'm not doing this. Okay. So it leaves. All right. That's another way that happens. Okay. The last one is total resistance. Okay. They're not listening at all in any kind of capacity. That means we're going to go back to this one because I don't have no more objects. That means this right here, this vessel is resisting in all kinds of ways. The soul is resisting it. The natal soul and this vessel are in alignment with each other. No matter what goes down, no matter what is happening, they refuse to, they would be a person that's like, I hate you, I'm going to call the cops, and I'm doing everything in my power to not do this. Okay? Resisting where it's like sleeping with a whole bunch of other people to try and forget, all different types of things. Yeah, right. Very good. I'm glad. That's important. What's happening with this one right now is the twin flame energy is removed. You've been stripped. Okay? That source that said, all right, that's what's going to happen. Zoop! You're not a twin no more. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not even trying to do what you're supposed to be doing. And you know what it is. You know something's going on. All these lessons, all these events and occurrences, all these different types of things, and you're supposed to be waking up, but you refuse. Well, this one refuses to cooperate. It's in complete resistance. The flame of love, twin flame energy, is stripped. That also happens when an awakened twin, and where's that one at? When the awakened twin, I don't think that one's the awakened twin, but whatever. We're going to use this one as the awakened twin. When the awakened twin doesn't do the work, okay? They refuse to remove the belief systems. They refuse to do the work. They to continually insist upon holding on to old paradigms, old belief systems, not releasing all that yuck from their lives. They're not doing what they're supposed to do and walking into their role, excuse me, as a twin flame. So along comes source, and it's like, out comes the ink, and no longer a twin. So, no one is a permanent twin. By no means. There are given chances. The person refuses to pay attention to the fact that the twin is not the vessel and cannot get past that. They will be stripped of their twin flame. Okay? So when I use the word twin flame, I'm using it as the energy it is, the flame within. So if you hear me say flame, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? Now, hold on, here we go. The natal soul must meld with the twin flame energy. When you have complete melding That means they've walked in, not as a walk-in. I'm just using the word walking in. They stepped in. How about we use that? They stepped into their role, put on their uniform, so to speak, and said, I am twin flame. I'm going to take all the bullshit and all the crap that comes with it. Bring it on. I'm do it. Okay? And they've accepted that that's what their role is. And that's like the awakened twin, you know? They've accepted the role. And when they've melded, that's how you know that they've evolved. And they've completely melded with their twin flame within, melded with the natal soul, that melded with the vessel consciousness energy. Okay? How you know it? They no longer are interested in what their twin is doing. They're empowered, they're fully awakened, and they're aware. They've either had or on their way to Heroes Gamos, which, remember that? Which brought us all back to here and the divine partnership and where it all started. So now we're only going to wait for the manifestation of it in 3D. Okay? Now, there's situations like myself that I'm a walk-in. So the natal soul that came with this vessel left. Okay? And I'm a different being that came in with the twin flame energy. Okay? This vessel already had the acceptance, the consciousness energy of acceptance of the twin flame journey. There's no resistance, but it has doubt. It doesn't eliminate doubt because it's, realize I'm still working off the energy of the natal soul. Okay? So my natal soul was like, I'm only here. My story is huge. So once my natal soul found out that my twin's natal soul is no longer involved, she decided to leave. There was no purpose for her here anymore. She couldn't take it. Weak ass. Anyway, she left and I came in. Okay? And now I have the flame and I'm teaching and everything, and I have the knowledge and whatnot to help others. She dealt with a lot of frustrations and whatnot, but she just gave up on that. Okay? Now, hold on. What also happens, there have been changes made. There used to be ETs that were allowed to do this. Okay? But that has changed. It's been about 3 weeks that this change has been made. So now every single vessel that is to be a twin flame, divine masculine or divine feminine, is actually an angelic being with a natal soul. There has to be, and it could be one or the other, but it definitely is not an ET. No more of those. Okay? I didn't ask why. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. But that's the situation right now as it stands. Okay. Now I'm going to take a second and go back and answer Christy T's original question. What is the false flame energy begin? And is it a trickster spirit? Okay. No, it's not a trickster spirit. A false twin energy is strictly a preparation for the real thing. It's almost like it's a test that says, hey, keep your eye out. This is coming. I don't know if that makes any sense to you or not. So it's saying like, okay, see these synchronicities of this and that and the other, here to prepare us for what's to come. Show us what's in store. Okay? But things still won't be right. It's not a trickster spirit. I have seen mine in my path for the last 2 days. Is it a lesson trying to trigger or dampen my energy? Okay. Your false twin, you've seen him? Okay. Now, is that what you're saying, Chris? Let me see. Is that what's happened? Ooh, I got a lot of questions. Let me see. Let me just go back. Christy T. If you've been seeing your twin, start paying attention to what's going on around you. Are things out of sync? Do things that you had in control feeling out of control? These are signs that this is false. Don't deal with this. This is something else just to be a distraction to get you out of what you're doing. Sometimes it's so that you will completely say, you know what? We need to just not be friends no more. Okay? I don't require you in my existence anymore because you have shown me what I have, what's in store for me, where my true twin is coming in, and how life is supposed to be, and how I'm supposed to work, how love is going to come. Okay? So that's very significant. So what you say? So I was told to tell you to ditch him. Sorry. Those were exact words. I don't use those words, but that's what it is. Okay. I have burned letters, cut cords, but try to hide when I see him. That false flame is something. Who created that? Source or our contracts? It's a part of the paradigm. It's a part of the process. Some people are experiencing that right now. They think they're with a twin. A lot of people think they're with their twin and they're not. And some are ready to hear it. Some are not. Okay. And they're following a lot of the myths that are out there about false twins. So a false twin can look exactly like a twin. It should look exactly like a real twin, true twin. And that's what goes down with that. Like I said, it's to prep you. Now, your false twin could be anybody that you did a soul contract with to say, you know what, I'm going to be your false twin. Remember the souls that were up there before they came down? They said, okay, we're going to do this. All right. Remember they said that that's what's going to happen? And that's what transpired. So they made this contract and said, okay, we're going to be, I'll step in and I'll be your false twin at this point in your life. Okay. To teach you this, that. All right. Let's see. Walked away from it. So grateful I was able to, with your help, to get back on track. Sure, that's what I'm here for, Christy T. Has your flame been taken from you? No, Christy. No, Rosie. It has not. Your flame is definitely not, because you are doing the work. You have Oh, I heard you already melded, so sorry. I don't even need to go through all that. They just cut me off and told me you're completely melded. All three. Your soul, your natal soul, your vessel, and your flame energy have all melded. So you have evolved. And you've had heroes gamos. So no, your flame ain't going nowhere. You stuck. Sorry. Even if you tried, you probably wouldn't. You get some serious lessons of consequence. I'll tell you that much. Even though you have melded, you did all these things or whatever, you still have free will. Now that's where source comes in and gonna make your life living hell. So I'm just talking to you as a friend. I don't do it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, that's a good question. Anna said, are all twins from the angelic realm now? No. Some are natal souls. I hope that helps. All right. Christine T says, I got an image of her passing the baton in a relay race. Oh my goodness. Wow. Do your thing, girl. All right, let's see. Krista says, my false twin in my backyard is totally prepping me to move. Yes. I'm going to make a statement about that, and I'm not going to be too much longer because I have to get ready for my Facebook Live. Oh, you're welcome, Rosie. You're welcome, Anna. Okay. So, this is the situation. I am moving. Now, let me tell you a quick little story. When I got here, all the sign, I have always loved lighthouses and all these things. My original vessel had, a boat, family boat. So I was determined that my next dude had to have a boat. Okay. Well, we even joked about it, a friend of mine at that time. We joked about it and said, well, what if it's a houseboat? And I was like, there's no way in hell I'm not living on no houseboat. Now, let me tell you what happened. My twin, well, not my twin. Well, yes, my twin and another being, I'm not going to speak what being it was, but another being decided to try and pick up my spirits. Now, this is the joke they played on me. They went into this my neighbor who was moving into a houseboat. Now, I was like, this dude is nothing of what I would desire to be with at all. He was short. He had so many issues. Oh my gosh. The drinking and the smoking and all that. Pass. What's it? Swipe left? No, thank you. So, anyway, that was the joke. Now, I was moving from that place because remember I told you I had all them fleas and everything, flea infestation. All right, so I moved here. You know what the apartments is called? Boathouse Apartments. It's called Boathouse Apartments. And when you make the turn into my row of where my apartment is, there's a huge lighthouse that is here. So that was the clue to move here. That was in that specific situation. I was still attached to that specific vessel, and we were still involved with that vessel. When I chose to change that vessel, like I spoke with the other person earlier, I said, I don't wish to be in this anymore. I don't want to be with this person anymore. I freed my twin, and my twin was extremely happy. then I didn't have to do that. But this had to play out here. Even though things are changing, remember, things must finish and play out in order for other things to catch up. There she is. Speaking of P right now. There's Paul. I just told about that. That's the way that worked out. So now check this out. Now that I'm no longer using that, or no longer in that contract with that natal soul, I'm moving from this place. I was told that this has to play out. This is done. This is no longer a part of this story. This is no longer a part of my twin flame journey. So I'm moving across the street. There are a lot of twins that are moving because their situations have shifted. Things have changed in the collective. So it's required to move. That story, that story that was originally written has been overwritten. The Akash is being rewritten in different twin flame collective stories. So I'm moving across the street to the shore house. And I'm told my new person will not have a boat. But loves the water. How about that? So unfortunately, I'm going to have to leave and close down, because I'm going to be doing the Old Souls Enlightenment at 9 o'clock, and I have to prep for that. Does anybody have any questions about what I talked about? I apologize, Paula, that I'm getting ready to go out, but you can go back and see it. Anybody have any questions? I know I threw a lot of information out to you, but this is the story and the truth of the twin flame paradigm and free will. Oh, you're welcome, Rosie. Mwah. And this is important to me, that I'm not involved in other things because I'm about teaching. I'm not about, I love you too. You're welcome, Christy T. You're welcome, baby. Love you, sweetie. Love you guys so much. And it's important for me that you guys know what's going on. All right. Not stay in with your heads in the clouds and all of that. No, you really should know what's happening and how it all works. It's a lot more to it. So when you see these people in groups that are like, oh, I miss them so much, and it's the same stories over and over again, you're watching them loop because they're not getting it. They're not open. They're not receiving the information that they should receive. They should know this. They should know at least some of this. The whole thing is that they definitely should know that the vessel is not their twin. Shift. It should be a shift. Okay? All right. Mwah. I love you guys. Peace to all. Love you all. Wonders to thee. Ciao.